Infatuated with the in-between, the ups and downs, the curves and the rounds. I'll bring it to your city or your hometown. I'll go back in time when the feeling was fine, when funkin' was legal and it wasn't a crime. Party people lined up and down the way, a bigger celebration than your birthday. Funkin' up the neighborhood, I felt the fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funkin' in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt the fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funkin' in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. And I have seen the world pristine, funk you up in the bushes, funk you down in the trees. Now look around, all the frowns, the yellow, the white, the red and the brown. And keep in mind, it never costs a dime, 'cause funkin' is free, I remember the time. Now look today, the streets are gray, time to take it back to yesterday. Funkin' in the neighborhood, I felt the fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt the fool 'cause the funkin' was good. It was good in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood, I felt the fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt the fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt the fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt the fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood.
And we're live.
And we're back.
Welcome to
And I'm home.
Journey. And he's home. He's finally back
I'm
home.
So go ahead and welcome to the underwear journey.
Welcome to the thing where we do the stuff and talk about the things that you care about. I've been David, he's been West, And David, you're finally home, man.
I am. So, the underdog journey is definitely the journey part of it. I've got down. The journey part I've got locked in pretty good. And I've actually started scheduling out the rest of the quarter. And it looks like I'm going to be even better at journeying.
Yeah, don't stop believing, David.
Yeah, I will not stop believing that. I paid for this house, but living in it's very optional for me at this point. So yeah, I'm actually starting to push into Q4 and rolling out. I'll probably by the end of next week probably have the rest of the year booked with jerseys. So I think from now on, just to liven it up, I'm going to dress like Bilbo Baggins, run out the front door, and shout out to the neighborhood that I'm going on an adventure. So it's a lot better than saying I'm going on another business trip.
You know what? I would watch that. I would watch that movie with you dressed up as Bilbo Baggins with no shoes on. You can't have shoes on.
I will have shoes on. They'll be in the car. They'll be in the car, packed up. They'll be packed up because all my stuff's
Devin says that you are echoing. I don't hear it. Devin, David's voice has an echo, huh?
Hello. So, am I getting feedback through your mic? It's never happened before.
Sounds like you're in the Thunderdome. Hang on, let me try and adjust some audio settings on my side. Okay.
I'll let you do that, and I'll just sit back here and I don't know, grab a guitar and play some easy listening or something. I don't know.
Devin, how did that sound? Did it sound better that time?
Let us know when you get it cleaned up.
Yeah. All right. Well, the audio levels look good to me. I made some adjustments and
audio. I keep pointing out. This was out of order. But audio level is actually pretty good. And this one actually sounded pretty good tonight in my own ears. So anyway,
he says no, that didn't help. But
did not help.
I don't know.
I would unplug, but
well, that wouldn't help because you're coming through to me fine. Devin, do I sound okay? Is it just David or is it both of us? Because the audio levels on my side look great. We'll just keep going. And
let's keep going.
Devin, you let us know if
let's know if it gets any better. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So I like The Hobbit. So the Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, I would love for them. I can't say I would love for them to go back and redo the Lord of the Rings. It's just a phenomenal series. But I wish they had done with the Lord of the Rings what they did with The Hobbit, 3 movies per book.
You know what? With 9 movies, I'd have bought into that. It would have taken 25 years to get through all the films, but I would have bought that. That. Okay, Devin says we are fixed. We are good to go. Thank you, Devin.
Okay, great. So I think the way they would have done it was kind of how they did The Hobbit. They recorded all of The Hobbit at one time. So you would record all of the Fellowship, all of the Two Towers, and then all of the Return of the King. You'd film those 3 in sections. So you'd film. But yeah, and then you have
the Lord of the Rings films. Since we're getting nerdy, the Lord of the Rings films were significantly more difficult to shoot because they didn't have the CG that the Hobbit had. So the Hobbit had a lot of CG, and if you go back and look at Lord of the Rings, most of that was practical effects, which is one of the reasons it still holds up so well.
Yeah, it's amazing. Well, I mean the source material. Let's face it, the source material was a lot better than Steve's Hollywood script.
The book is always going to be better, so it's hard to make that connection. But I'm with you, so I couldn't agree more.
Oh, okay, yeah, we was talking about me running out dressed as a hobbit, and okay, all right,
there you go.
I remember how we got
full circle. So
what are you drinking over there tonight?
So tonight I am back to an old favorite, Wolf's Ridge Hefe. Their Hefeweizen, which is it's so good. Hefeweizen, I don't know why this isn't a typical summertime drink, because it's refreshing. It's the perfect summertime drink.
It is delicious. It can weigh on your belly, though. And a good Hefeweizen should weigh on your belly because it is an unfiltered wheat beer. So, it should be a little bit there. But man, the next day when it does its magic.
You always talk about this. I never have that problem. I didn't
say it's a problem. I just said it's nice. Austin, our buddy Austin, he is very adamant about it. He's like, all right, he'll drink all the other beers, and then he's like, all right, now I'm gonna hit this Hefeweizen, and all right, I gotta go home.
That's so strange.
Apparently, it works on him faster. Yeah,
I've never had that issue. That's awesome.
So, is it straight up? Or is that all you have tonight? Just straight Hefe?
Just straight Hefe.
Nice. That's very cool. Well, I have myself a selection. I got myself a selection here. I don't want to move my camera to mess with stuff, but I've got a Japanese bottle of Blanton's.
Nice.
Which I will not be opening. I've got my Infinity decanter over here.
Okay.
Which is a possibility. It's been simmering and mellowing for a while, but it's still under half.
So you can let the thing fill up.
So I really need to get more stuff in it.
Have you tasted anything from it yet, though?
No. I've been very good. I've been leaving it alone.
Yeah.
I wanted to get at least half,
right?
And then I'll let it mellow for a month or so, and then I'm going to taste it.
Nice.
Just a couple drops on the tongue to say, all right, which way do I want to go with it? Do I need to add some rye in there to kick it up?
Sure.
Or do I want is it just sweet and mellow and I just let it ride that thing? And if that's the case, then I'm gonna grab me a decent amount of Redemption wheated bourbon and go with that. So
for those who don't know, so an Infinity bottle is basically where you know when you're drinking a bottle of wine or bourbon or whiskey or whatever, you'll have a small amount in the bottom of the bottle, and you could just drink it. But instead, you should actually pour it into a decanter. And every time you have a bottle, hopefully it's from a different type of bourbon or whatever, same type of alcohol, you pour it in there. And after a while, you have this sort of blended whiskey or blended wine. Or I actually have one for Scotch, and I have one for bourbon. So I have two different ones going. And man, they're so good. Like, you got to let it rest, and like the flavors really mingle after a while. But it's so good.
Yeah, that's the whole purpose, is let it settle, let it mellow. And so that's where my Infinity bottle's at right now.
Yeah.
And it's got a pretty good base. It's got some Redemption wheated in there. It's got some Weller Antique 107. It's got Weller Special Reserve, a touch of Blanton's.
Nice.
And some Blackened. Those are the ones that have made it into here so far.
That's awesome. I like it.
Yeah.
So, David.
So,
do you have any news?
So anyway,
that's not political.
Oh,
you got your Blanton's. Okay, goes through. You got your Blanton's there. I like it.
So this is the non-Japanese Blanton's.
Yeah.
And then I've got the Weller.
Okay.
The Special Reserve.
Of course.
So
that's a good bottle, by the way.
That's good. No, that's good stuff. It is one of my favorite. I know people go out for the 12-year, and the 12-year is really good. The Black Label is really, really good, but. Man, I don't discount the green label, the Special Reserve. It's so delicious. And then this is Southern Tier straight bourbon. So
good stuff.
This is one, that I got, and I wasn't really sold on the idea because I've had a few of their beers. I mean, these are the people that make Pumpkin.
Right. Exactly.
They can pump off. That actually
they can't do that on the podcast.
They can take a hike with that Pumpkin stuff. Okay. I'm not really a pumpkin beer guy. There at the time that we've already been through this very well. At the time that there's pumpkin beer, there is Meritzen, there's Oktoberfest.
Right.
Best beer.
What are you going to choose?
So I'm not going to waste my time on pumpkin beer. So when they were like, oh, we have a bourbon, I'm like, all right, fine, pumpkin bourbon. And apparently they have a lot of other things besides pumpkin stuff. And I've had a few of the beers are pretty good. And as far as just a good bourbon goes, that you can just sit and drink, they really hit the mark with it.
Right. Yeah. No, it sounds like a good one. I haven't had it, but it sounds awesome.
It really is. If you're just looking for that straight down the middle, literally straight down the middle bourbon. And no, I haven't been home, so no, I don't have blinds up and curtains back up yet. So now that the sun is creeping down, it's going to blind me for a little bit.
It's like the old days.
But then it'll drop down behind that house.
It's like the old days back at the Crafty Pint, where we had to put the paper up on the windows. Yeah, I remember this. I remember those days. that would get us really good. And there was no air conditioning out there either. So you were cool as a cucumber. I was still wearing a sweater. I was still wearing a.
You are, no, they don't know this, but you're a lizard person actually. So he sets on a heat rock.
Dude, if I had a heat rock, I would totally sit on one. That'd be awesome.
So, I don't remember whether it was online or it was after the show or before the show, or whether we talked about it during the show about you and your Christmas gift every year of getting an electric blanket.
Right, exactly. Every year because I use it so often. that it burns out, and eventually I need a new one. So every year for Christmas, I get a new heating blanket.
That is gold. He's lizard people.
Look, my kids love it too. It's actually pretty cute when you go upstairs and you see both the kids sitting on the same chair, huddled underneath the electric blanket together. They're very cute. Cute little lizards.
So yeah, cute. Oh, this adorable little lizards. So not to really randomly change the topic here, but in our canopy out back, we got one of those little 10-foot by 12-foot gazebo things.
One of the tiny little 10-foot by 12-foot gazebos. Next, it actually sits right above the one of his wine cellars, right behind the third garage.
No, but a bird has made its nest up there, and we got mama bird and daddy bird out there, and birds are not clean.
No.
So I go out this morning, and the baby birds have hatched, and one of them decided, hey, it's day one, I can try to fly.
Oh no.
So it flew, it fell. I said flew. It fell down.
Yeah.
So I had to get a ladder this morning, piss off mama bird like nobody's business, pick up baby bird with a paper towel, put baby bird back up in the thing. The whole time I was smart. I put safety glasses on just to,
Of course.
I don't want it to poke my eyes, but it's a robin. I think I can,
I think you take a robin in a fight. Sure.
Shoot. I don't want it to scratch my eyes, but even if it did, but I didn't want to have to hurt the bird either to try to protect myself. So, I have my safety glasses on like you do. I get it. Like you do.
It happens.
And climbed up there this morning, put baby bird back in.
You're a good man, David, looking well.
Into the canopy. So I have saved a bird today, and so I'm going to drink bourbon.
You've done your part for humanity and life.
I've done my part for humanity. That's right.
You're good.
Or birdanity.
Birdany.
Yeah. Burden.
See, this is
all right. Yeah, whatever that.
We haven't drank enough yet. We got to figure this out. Okay.
No, let's get it. I haven't even poured the drink. I've got water here though. I haven't been drinking my water.
You got to hydrate. That's important.
Very important. I did yesterday. Got done with work. Out back, grabbed a cigar. I had an Eagle Rare cigar. Taking it, smoking my cigar, drinking my Blantons. Drink a little more Blantons. Drink a little bit more Blantons. And then the daughter was outside doing cartwheels and stuff, so I decided I'd give it a shot too.
Grown man.
And oh no, I had no problems.
Grown man doing cartwheels.
Everybody was quite impressed. I really think they were expecting a hospital trip out of this.
That's what I would have expected.
But the fact that I just was like, boom. And it's like, yeah, that's how you do this. So that right there tells me I have not drank enough today.
That's it. Yeah.
We're going to go Weller. We're going to start with a Weller.
All right. Good call. I like the Weller Special Reserve. I like it.
I do.
It's mellow, has like just a touch of spice. It's good.
Yeah. It's just exactly what I want. Good wheated bourbon. Wheated.
Exactly. It's right
there. Good wheated.
When you start doing cartwheels, you've had just enough booze.
Just enough. I am a lot heavier than I used to be. And that was, it was a little scary.
Yeah, well, at what point do you realize, wait, I'm upside down right now? Hold on, no, I'm not.
Well, by the time that I figured it out, because, the brain and the bourbon was like,
right.
Oh, it's done.
But don't do it again.
Yeah, don't do that again. My left arm was like, do it again and I'll break.
Exactly.
Oh, that's good. That is good stuff. I went with the right one.
So, David.
I did go with the right one.
So, David, I do have a little bit of news today. One, they're talking about UFOs. What is this? What do you got there?
This is a little baby bottle of Eagle Rare.
I was saying, I've never seen one that small.
I meant to show it to you before the show.
Yeah, it's like a single serving.
Yeah, it's like a shot. Yeah, I meant to show it to you. So aliens.
They're talking about UFOs in front of Congress today. I'm not saying it's aliens.
They're not hiding anything.
But it's
look over here.
Well, no, don't look over here. No, you got to look at the aliens over here.
No, right here.
Don't look here. Look here. Aliens.
Right.
All this other stuff. Forget this stuff. This is aliens. We got aliens.
Really, it was just Dennis Kucinich walking through the hallways, banging a wooden stick on a frying pan. If anybody actually gets that joke, it's actually a lot funnier than what than most people get. If you actually get that joke, you know how funny it really is.
Is that referencing something else?
Yeah, Dennis Kucinich. He was the guy from Ohio, the senator from Ohio
right.
that was like seen UFOs. And
I didn't realize he talked about seeing
yes,
UFOs.
Yes.
I didn't realize that. Okay, see, you're right. It would have been a lot more funny had I known that.
Yeah. So.
No, what they need to get is that Giorgio Tsoukalos guy, the crazy hair guy on the History Channel who always says it's UFOs, it's aliens. They need to get that guy in front of Congress. I would watch that.
Yes.
I would watch that.
I would watch that.
See, that would distract
I'd watch
me.
that. And then, but only if we could get Mark Zuckerberg back there pretending like we're not onto him.
Right, exactly. He can pretend to blink every once in a while.
Oh, shit. I forgot to blink.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it.
Oh,
it'd be funny if it's like you get Giorgio up there like, I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens. And then like it just pans over to Zuckerberg and then back again.
So, all right. If this ever have cameramen of the world, you have a task.
You have a job. Go do it. Make this happen.
It's up in. So there was a cameraman. I actually shared one of the things from him the other day that the guy's a hero. So you know how it doesn't matter what the politics are, right? It doesn't matter. But this person who is in a political state or a political position is talking about, well, we've done this and we've improved our on-time train schedules and flights and all this stuff. And the guy just pans up to the digital board. Every single flight is either canceled or delayed.
That's awesome.
This lady is just going on and on and on about how they've worked together in the ecosphere.
Yeah.
We got to take a drink. And all of these things, all these business buzzwords that don't mean anything. And the guy just pans. The camera just pans straight up. Every single thing is delayed or canceled.
I wish we could talk about politics. Politics.
So Laura L. Lyons Black says, hello.
Do you hear the old man stumbling down my stairs? You all right over there?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I think an old man just died falling down my stairs. How you doing, Matt?
So good.
Well, we will remember you fondly. What you got there? Is that tin cup?
Yes.
The old tin cup.
A new bottle of it.
Yep.
New-ish.
Got him a fresh bottle.
He got him a fresh bottle, or you
I got him a fresh bottle. It's my gift to you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So, I have some Underdog dog treat news.
Oh, okay.
So I walk into this house, without knocking.
Like you do.
I do. And the smell hits me. So I'm thinking someone's making like an apple crumb cake with bacon.
Sure.
And I walk into the kitchen, and it's not in the kitchen. There's no apple cake.
Yeah, there's no apple cake.
So I'm guessing it was your dog treats.
I've been baking all day. I've had some pretty big orders come in, and my whole house smells like that all the time.
So good.
When he first got on the podcast earlier, you missed it. He was still wearing his apron.
Oh, nice.
I was not wearing an apron. I did have to run up quickly and turn off the oven, though.
Oh, okay. Well,
so,
yeah, it smells great upstairs.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Yep. See, if only you were a dog.
I can just imagine, because we bought 5 more bags of it. I gave one away, and we just killed the first of them. So he still have 3 bags here. And when you open those things up, man, that it gets you. And you're like,
they do. They smell.
This dog is eating better than I am.
Right. You wouldn't think they would, but these things smell amazing.
Yeah,
so,
man.
Yeah,
And that's something I would like to do. That would be a great test.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
What test?
That would be a great test. It's just to line out dog treats and let people smell them.
Yeah.
Here you go. Here's your different brands of dog treats. I'm not going to tell you what they are. Which one do you want your dog to have?
Put them in a sealed jar.
Well, one thing, once I start doing, actually making ads and like doing paid ads, I want to do one where I'll go to random people and ask them to read the ingredients on a normal bag of like name brand dog treats. And then ask them to read the ingredients on mine and like show the difference in like the chemistry experiment that is these other like name brand treats versus mine.
Yeah.
Because like they're full of preservatives and all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we're not trying to put these things on a shelf and let them sit there for a year and still be good.
Well, I mean,
you should not have these traits for a year.
But I can't imagine them lasting that long. They're that good.
No, they can't. Your dog's gonna want them.
Yeah, and I'm not just saying that. I'm not exaggerating. They're literally that good.
Yeah. So your dog.
It is insane. It is insane. It really is we talk about it all the time about positioning yourself as a premium brand or a premium product, and that's what we have here. I think you're selling them cheaper than you should.
Well, that is true.
I can sell them for more money.
Well, let's talk. Let's make it happen.
We will make that happen. Actually, I say that we'd already discussed that we were going to talk about stuff after the show.
That's true. By the way, Gabe
So
Chapman
it wasn't
says,
like it's a revelation.
Gabe Chapman says, hey, David.
Sup, dog?
And Kim Howard says, hey, y'all. Do I have to bring my filter this time?
Kim, you never have to bring your filter.
Kim, don't filter yourself.
Well, bit of filter.
We don't have to put all your comments on the screen, but don't feel like you have to filter yourself.
I have to.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah,
you do you, boo-boo.
Yes, Matt, you should
You
definitely
do
filter
you.
yourself. How you been, Matt?
Yes, Matt. You're on our camera, so people who are commenting, we only have limited control there. But you're in the background on the show, so yeah. The filter fully in place. Anything that gets through the filter, don't say that either.
All right, have you gotten into your topic yet? Because I have something amazing to say.
Not yet.
It's
He has something amazing. Matt Harmon has
of course we
something
haven't.
All right, so
Something amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, step back.
So my best friend when I was in the Coast Guard, his name was Tim, and we were cooks together on board the ship. And I mean, we just worked together really well. He was a great guy. It's been 30 years since I talked to him.
There was a synergy.
There was a synergy, yes. Although we didn't know what
I just wanted to
synergy
drink
was at that time. So so 30 years goes by, and I keep waiting for him to get on this Facebook page for the ship, but he never does. Finally, I'm like, screw it. I got one of those people finder apps, and through some detective work, because I wasn't going to pay for it, it just gave me enough information that I could go to the place where he lives and the city and start doing some searches there. I found him. I found his cell phone number. I called him, left a message. 10 minutes later, he calls me back.
Hey.
He's like, is
That's
this the weird ass guy who shaved his legs up to his knees?
You should have been like, I still do.
I don't remember doing that, but it sounds like something I did.
It does.
And so I said, is this the guy with the Freddy Krueger leg? Because his one leg is burned from the tips of his toes to his hip.
Yikes.
Got caught in a forest fire when he was 3.
Wow.
Bad. Real bad.
I'm sure he loves being reminded of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what friends do. Oh, my God. We talked for 3 hours.
Oh, that's awesome.
3 hours. Like, we hadn't even part. You know, like if David comes back, it's always awkward because, you know, you can feel, it feels like you've been apart.
It does.
You know? But with him, we just clicked right back into it. I really realized how distant Dave and I have become as a result of that conversation.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. It's using your stalking skills to find old friends.
It worked. It worked. Now I can start.
So how many chicks did you look up with that thing?
What was that?
That's the question. How many women did he look up at the same time as he was trying to find his friend?
9. What's the point? Leave him in peace, I says.
Yeah, look, I'm not judging. I'm just saying that there's probably good reason why if people have restraining orders on you.
You know what? If there's any women, I would actually do that. You know, actually go through the trouble of looking up. They've already got me blocked in so many different ways.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah,
Fair
I'm
enough.
never going to find them. I don't, you know, I'm not willing to put that amount of money into it.
Fair enough.
What Kim said.
Yeah.
She says, effing Freddy Krueger leg, ha 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 ha, that's great.
Come on, Kim. You can do better than that.
We're talking about the burnt leg of a 3-year-old laughing about it. It's
Childhood injuries.
It is actually funny, though, you know, to call it Freddy Krueger leg. Now that he's older, I mean, I'm certain that his parents back when he was 3 did not think it was funny.
Yeah.
Although I bet if his dad had a good sense of humor, he said it.
Is his name Freddy?
No.
That would have been
No, it's Tim.
Oh, that would have been
Just
even
Tim.
better.
Okay,
Boring,
fair enough.
Boring first name. It could have been like.
Oh yeah, Tim. Yeah.
Well, that would have been
There are those who
nearly
call
as
me
scary
Tim.
a horror character like
Do you know what he
Tim
did for
Krueger.
the last 6 months of his career in the Coast Guard? He was the captain's personal cook aboard the Coast Guard cutter Eagle, which is the Clipper ship. I mean, it's a full sail ship from the olden days that they keep in rigging so that they can. It's a PR ship now. He traveled Europe with this ship. Traveled through Europe, cooking for 8 people. 8 people.
Pretty cool.
That's amazing.
Good job if you can get it.
Absolutely amazing.
Kim Howard's been
Putting on
enjoying
a
herself
safety
tonight,
shoe.
so that's why that one stood out to her.
Okay.
So, Kim, more power to you.
I don't want to cook on a sailing ship. Or a ship with like sails.
I don't want to cook, but I would love
no.
to be on the ship and eat. That sounds awesome.
I mean, I'd go to dinner on one and then leave.
The ship had to be at a 17-degree lift all the time.
Okay.
So when you bake a cake, you have to put bricks under the sheet pan so that it doesn't all slide down to one side.
You just bake it crooked.
Or it'll be a little gummy if you do that.
It seems to me as if it's like that all the time, you could probably just get specially built cake pans.
Right, you'd think so.
Or you just put them on bricks. For God's sakes, quit trying to solve a problem.
It's the Coast Guard, Dave. They're not imaginative. They're not paid there to be imaginative. They're paid there to cook and use bricks.
Put these on bricks. Put these on bricks in our sailboat. Let's go attack England.
I saw it once from a distance. I've never even been on it.
That would actually be awesome if they all got really drunk and attacked England. Dude, come on. Tell me that wouldn't be...
Dump tea in there. Freaking harbor.
That would be pretty fun.
I would watch that movie. That would be great.
I would.
It's like Super Troopers on the high sea.
Next time I talk to them, I'll ask them about that.
Yes. Oh, now I want to go to England and throw tea in the channel.
This is why they'll never let us in the country or near the country. Hey, by the way, Matt, we've been talking about his fry channel. Just so everybody's aware, we actually got Matt a YouTube channel. It's called Fry Me to the Moon, which is a great French fry channel. Fry Me to the Moon. Yep.
It sounds like somebody, like a little Japanese kid singing karaoke for.
Well, you weren't supposed to say it, David.
Fry me to the moon.
David, you weren't supposed to say it.
Let me play.
No,
I love it.
This
is good. Now you can't unhear it.
Yeah, I should have. No, there's a whole conversation around this, and I should have muted you before you started speaking.
Yes.
Yeah, that was great. That's good.
Like
excellent name.
Goes off.
Yeah.
Fry me to the moon. Devin likes it.
It's a great one. That's a great name. Tell me that's not a great name.
It really is.
Clearly timed.
And you get to sing that song all the time.
Yeah, we should. I'll put a 10-second delay on this show from here on out.
Yeah, that won't help. That won't help.
So anyway, you have your first interview coming up. He has an interview with a French fry guy coming up.
Yep.
Okay.
So I've got to wait till school starts so I can get the actual equipment I need. So it's only a couple of weeks away. Like 3 weeks?
Wait. What equipment do you need?
Well, let's talk about that. When you're starting a YouTube channel called Fry Me to the Moon, you can't start with just your iPhone. I mean, you could.
You can. Well, you really need, more than anything else, needs good mics. Because people can forgive poor video. You need good audio.
Yeah, we've been over this.
Especially if we're doing it.
There's a podcast called the Underdog Journey that you can go back in the history and locate the ones that talk about the tech that you need to start up.
It's true. That was probably more than a year ago we did that show. We should do that one again. It's a good one.
You guys did. I remember, you setting up in that bar and you brought a lot of stuff in.
Yeah.
You had a table full of, buttons and squiggly things
It's the technical stuff.
Yeah.
We did step down and got rid of the
giant soundboard
big mixer.
The giant mixer that was like this big.
Yeah. And now we've upgraded wildly upgraded the mics. And then we brought back a mixer, although it is it is much smaller, and we only need it when we're doing live stuff.
Right. Yeah, thank goodness.
And really the only reason to do that is so that we can hear each other.
Exactly. Going remote is actually a lot easier than doing it live, which is funny.
Yeah. I need to get the furry robot wieners for the top of the camera.
The furry, that's the technical term, is the furry robot.
The microphone.
Yes.
The microphone.
Yeah, the furry robot microphone.
Why do you want the furry one?
To stop, I don't know, whatever the fur stops. I haven't taken that class yet.
All right, so I think they call that a cattail. It's basically like, see the cover on this mic?
Yeah.
It's basically like one of these that has like fake fur on it, and you only need that when you're out like in wind. It's a windbreak.
Oh, all right. Well, then I just need the regular microphone then.
Yes.
All right. Well, that's easy.
Yeah. So like I told you, you're probably gonna want lav mics, the little mics that go on your lapel. That's probably going to suit you better for person-to-person interviews.
I have to see if they have those at the school.
Yeah, I'll bet they do.
They absolutely do. Don't go to school. Just check Amazon, man. They've got them that literally plug into your iPhone, and it'll give you 2 microphones into your iPhone from it.
You can, and they're going to set you back about $200. It's worth it if you get them.
Yeah, the iPhone is not a bad. Don't get me wrong. I freaking absolutely hate iPhones, but as far as a camera goes, they're halfway decent. They're no Samsung,
No,
but
they're not.
they're halfway decent, and you can do all the editing and everything right there on it. So you don't necessarily have to have a lot of equipment. You don't have to have a specialty computer or any of that. You can do all of it right from an iPhone.
It's halfway wrong. They're like a quarter way decent, maybe an eighth of the way decent.
But for YouTube purposes, that's all you need. Because here's what a lot of people will realize is you don't need 4K for streaming or for YouTube stuff. If you're just doing YouTube, Facebook, that kind of stuff, or even streaming live, you want to be 1080p.
Yeah, you were telling me this.
Yep, and your phone has that built in.
I was thinking going 708
native
times 9p X factor.
Well, but that's only if you're interlacing.
Right, interlacing.
He doesn't know what you're talking about, David. He's just saying letters and numbers.
I know. So yeah, your phone's native 1080p on recording. I mean, I don't even know what age your iPhone is, but I mean, iPhones don't evolve much. So even if yours is a few years old, it's still as good as a brand new one.
Oh, guaranteed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is one of my problems with going back to UFOs and talking about UFOs in the White House. Look, I want to believe. I want to believe so bad. The problem is that everybody in the world has an HD camera in their pocket right now. Why don't we have way more good quality videos of aliens and UFOs?
I thought about that too.
Just saying.
And then I seen a big like 747 airplane or 787 MAX, whatever it is, the big airplanes you get on. And I seen one flying, up in the air, and it looked like an ant from, 300 yards. And I started thinking, what would that look like with my phone? So I pulled my phone out and looked at it, and I couldn't find it in there. So that's probably why.
Yeah, possibly.
I mean, they would have to be Independence Day, from the movie size, city size things and swooping in and there's clouds and smoke and stuff rolling off of them. Then I could be like, hey, look at here, click.
Right, exactly. But that's one of the reasons my wife hates watching those UFO shows with me, is because I have a background in video and photography and common sense. So, whenever they show videos of this stuff, I'm like, well, that's
the common sense is what gets them.
That's not
the common sense is what really tears people
Yeah,
off.
I'm just like, that's not a UFO. That's not an orb. That's this and this and this. That's how, that's literally just a piece of dust out of focus in front of your lens. That's not an orb. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Kim Howard says she wants
Lord.
to do one of these. Just have fun with her friends and make stuff up.
Y'all make me want to do this with my friends, just us talking crap and smoking. You know what?
There's a show there. People would watch
it. I would just watch the career stuff. Same way we do. We have to watch the career stuff.
Exactly. Devin Ross has a good point. A civilization that is advanced enough to travel light years to us would hang on. It went away. Would more than likely be advanced enough to cloak itself from us.
Scotty,
look up the Turkish UFO video.
Turn on the cloaking device.
Quite possibly only compelling UFO video ever seen. Yeah. So look, the thing is, and here's the funny thing. People keep saying, "Oh, they need this from us. They need that from us." Look, if there is a technology or a civilization that has technology advanced enough, they can travel interstellar space. Chances are, the only thing they want us for is meat. There's literally nothing else on this planet they could possibly want.
They could literally want just to interact. They could be explorers. Most likely, they're going to be explorers.
Yeah, maybe. Most likely.
I'm not saying those explorers aren't armed to the teeth.
Most likely.
Or have millions of razor sharp teeth.
There's
I'm just saying they're probably explorers.
Are you watching the Turkish UFO video?
It's a vagina.
Devin, I think Matt did the wrong Google search.
That's not a vagina.
That's a cloud.
That's a cloudy vagina.
This is what we're
it's all
talking about.
Wrong.
This is today's show.
So next
apparently.
week when we rebrand to a different name.
Come on, Devin.
Keith Edwards says it's too much like West background in film and common sense. Nice Tumblr, by the way.
Nice Tumblr. So no, that's Keith Edwards. He's the one who gifted me this Yeti blackened.
Yeah, that's awesome.
The blackened Yeti.
Hey, Keith, where'd you get the blackened one? Did you get that at like an event or something? That's cool.
I think he said he got this off of the blackened website.
Okay.
So I don't remember. I don't remember if it was Metallica website or I don't know where, but I'm glad he did because it's, I've got almost a whole ice cube left in there. So That's good. All right. So we're learning, studying chimps.
Yep.
Yeah, we like learning and studying chimps. Okay, so they're going to study us.
Yeah, right. So there's the
Okay.
zoo hypothesis that says that that basically aliens are studying us from a distance, and that's the reason they're not publicly
I've seen that.
interacting
I've seen that
with us,
episode
the
of
whole
South
thing.
Park.
However, Kim Howard says she wants to be the first to get to them, to teach them the cool shit.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
None of
All
us,
right.
not one scientist on this planet, has any earthly clue what a different species from another planet or different whatever would be thinking. None of us, because we're thinking, well, here's what they're thinking from our thoughts, but we have no idea how their brains, it may be silicone.
Well,
they may be thinking silicone thoughts.
Well, so here's actually a really interesting thing. Okay, so like we're picturing like little gray, space aliens with giant eyes walking around, stuff like that. Right, but here's the thing. We have more in common with a banana genetically than we would with an alien. Why would an alien look or think anything like us?
Yes, that's exactly it.
Like, you can look at an octopus or an anemone, and we have more genetically in common with them.
Right.
Tomatoes have more genes in their genome than a human being. They're technically genetically more advanced than us.
As much as I love human arrogance,
more of us than others.
In this case, human arrogance is working against us. Because human arrogance thinks that we have an idea of what these things are, what they're thinking, and we don't.
It's true.
Unless, of course, I'm wrong.
Look, they found oceans worth of water under the Earth's surface. Maybe there are actually pockets of water where those aliens live on Earth. Sure. We should do a whole show on aliens. Apparently today's going to be the alien show. Keith Edwards says he got it from the Metallica website, by the way.
Good, yeah.
Oh, speaking of Metallica, I saw a video of Loverboy today. And I just wanted to cry.
What?
That dude is
so
old.
Heck are you talking about?
I was on the Facebook there.
He was on the Facebook.
And it had a video of Loverboy in concert, a current concert. And Loverboy is
all right, Granddad.
Really, really not in good shape. He looks like me, but so much worse.
Who?
Loverboy.
Loverboy?
The band Loverboy.
What's that to do with Metallica?
How did you tie this to Metallica?
Bands.
All right. Well, I'll give you that one connection.
Like, how did you not connect that, David?
Yeah, I was like, he says, on the topic of Metallica, I'm like, all right, here we go, rock on.
On the topic of Metallica,
and he's like,
Molly Cyrus is doing this thing.
I want to talk to you again. Yes, Molly Cyrus twerking today on the news. No. Actually, Miley. It's Miley.
Of course,
Miley Cyrus. Yeah. Would actually be a better topic because she has actually covered a Metallica song.
Well, at least she's covering something.
All right.
Dan McDonald says he saw a flare in the sky 2 nights ago and he thought it was strange. It was like a bottle rocket, but there was no explosion. Could be a small meteorite. It was orange and yellow. He thought it was strange. I think that's
it is possible
valid.
Because we are passing through. I think it's like 3 or 4 active meteor paths right now.
Yeah, coming up on the big one in August.
And here's our live studio audience. Hey, look.
Everybody behave.
Do you guys think there are aliens out there right now?
Yes.
Yeah, what do you think the aliens look like?
I don't know.
What do you think they want?
They look like your dad.
No, my dad is not.
What did you guys do today?
Is your dad a lizard person?
Okay, that's a yes.
Dead air.
Hey, what did you guys do today?
That's Mr. Holman.
Hey, no, that's Mr. Leffingwell. Mr. Harmon's behind you.
What?
What do you have, Catherine? What is that?
A necklace.
It's her star necklace.
When you shake it up, the
glitter in it?
holes go down.
That's amazing.
Where'd you get that?
I've got a gem.
And Locke has gems.
Yeah!
All right, there's a little James Hetfield.
Yeah.
Hey, sing a song for us, Catherine. Sing a song? No, you're going to be shy.
I've also got a yellow one.
Oh,
Where'd
cool.
you get your necklace, Catherine?
Where'd you get that necklace, Catherine?
I forgot. I've got
She's
this huge orange one.
That's cool.
Didn't you get it at dance camp?
No, and the supernova thing.
Supernova thing. We were talking about UFOs and how I annoy you when we're watching UFO shows.
Oh, it's so fun.
She loves it.
Oh,
So
that's just not credible there. That's lit. That's what that is. That's lit.
We know.
Yeah.
Well, they don't know on the TV.
Well, it's like you're new here.
Or they say, "Oh, there's a blob." No, that's literally just smoke from the rocket they shot off.
It's like you're new here.
Sorry, I know. Apparently,
I like the shows where they're always hunting for like ghosts and stuff. That's been on for 18 years and has never said the word yes once. Did we find anything today? No. We found nothing.
No, but we scared ourselves.
This is supposed to be the most haunted place in all of the world. What did we find? Some dust.
But people keep watching.
Nothing.
People keep watching.
But 17 years. These shows about or more than that probably. But no, we didn't find.
Hey, one of these days, fingers crossed.
Has a dance.
All right.
Let me see. Can you dance?
Okay. Good night. Hey, you have a great night, buddy.
Okay.
Go get you some ice cream.
All right. So, getting caught up in some comments here. Danny McDonald says all the aliens look like Matt.
What happened today at the Congress thing?
Which Congress? The UFOs?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we didn't even. So we kind of edged on the idea.
I was wondering who's going to bring that up.
Right. So today they talked about UFOs in front of Congress, and some guys said that they talked to a guy who said that he knew of some papers that said that we had UFOs. So clearly.
See,
We need to have that meme.
Congress is
We need to have it
for more
ready.
transparency
And if
on UFOs.
if any of the senators are out there watching or the House, you guys need to get a big board printed up that has that guy doing it. And every time somebody brings this stupid stuff up on the House or on the floor, you just hold that sign up and it's like aliens.
Well, look,
It deserves that level of attention.
believe in aliens. I do.
In his yard, and he would say, "No, that's just not credible."
Look,
Get off my lawn.
do you happen to think maybe there's other important stuff happening in the news that are saying, "Hey, don't look at this hand. Look,
Yes,
there's UFOs."
obviously.
Get off my
Well, yeah,
lawn.
I mean, we all know that.
I can't
That's
wait
what's
until I'm
happening.
old enough to say, "Get off my lawn."
It was so much fun.
I will be good
It
at
was
that.
so
Oh.
much fun.
I wish I'd have told myself that the other day. I took the heater. We have like a solar panel or solar cover, something like it goes over the pool, and I drug it out of top of the yard to dry it before we folded it back up. And while it did not heat my pool, it did burn the absolute crap out of my grass. So I got a big rectangle section of grass that's went dormant out there.
Ooh, that's pretty.
Are you just talking to overpower the chatter?
Yeah,
that's
you're
happening back
facing the
here?
other way. I was just entertaining the masses.
All right, this
about
is what happens. when
Burning
they
my
come down.
grass with a cover.
They have whole conversations back here.
Yep.
All right, so
So
Keith Edwards.
tonight's topic. Okay, let's catch up. Let's
We're gonna
catch up on
some
the
comments here. Hey, good night, Locke. Oh, don't step on that wire. Okay. What?
Good night, Lachlan.
Oh, don't. Careful.
I'm
Oh, he's
giving you a
hugging
hug.
you, David. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Mommy, you should take it.
Okay, and Catherine wants to
Hug nice,
touch your
don't
face.
touch.
Don't touch
She wants
the
to
lens.
poke-
Get out
she
of
wants
here,
to
you
poke me in
animal.
the eye.
Get out of here, you animal.
That's the problem right there.
Okay, that's get. No, that doesn't do anything.
We have lost control of the show.
What's
Send
new?
help.
What's new? All right. Keith Edwards says, David, I'm thinking you need some background commentary from your end soon.
Hey, I got a chair over there. We can back this camera up. We can have a heck of a good old time.
Kim Edwards says, if she were an alien, she would fry past the Earth. It's a good one.
You can't say that after I made a joke like that
Fry
earlier.
you to the moon?
Yeah,
Yeah. Good callback, Kim. I like that one.
very good.
She says fly. Fly.
Oh,
She did not say fry.
Well, she said,
You all
look, it's funnier the way I said it.
Freudian slip. I agree. I'm just saying you said it wrong.
Hey, Kim seems to be one of those people.
She's
that
like,
has, blogs
roll them up.
on all
Look at
her
the plight
stuff.
of the humans. Oh, that's Blake. Roll them up.
So I've done trying to find some pictures of Kim, and my computer keeps shutting down every time I get close.
What?
So whatever
I'm sorry.
box you have up.
What?
Why are you trying to find pictures of Kim?
Well, I thought it'd be a good addition
Kim Howard?
to the show. You know, some compromising pictures of Kim, but
So Kim Howard, Matt Harmon would like some
And
compromising
you're
photos
worried
of you.
about me singing "Fry Me to the Moon."
Feel free to reach out to him anytime.
Feel free to go ahead and if you need somebody to sign
I'm
that
not-
restraining order, we'll do
Yeah,
it.
I'm not judging.
you know what? The sheriff
But
has
I'm
been out
judging.
there so many times. We have donuts now.
Well,
You know,
yeah.
the restraining orders. That's the joke.
Keith Edwards says Mike Reno blew up.
I don't know what that is. Who's Mike
I
Reno?
have no idea, but he blew up. He exploded. Spontaneous human explosion.
Now I got to look this guy up.
Okay, so Devin Ross says there's a lot of big name people coming out about studying UFOs. Michio Kaku, Avi Loeb, Bill Nielsen, head
Canadian
of
musician.
NASA. So yeah, there are a lot of people who talk about it. And I want to believe.
Loverboy. That's who that is.
Oh,
Mike
got
Reno
it.
is Loverboy.
Got it. I didn't. Yeah.
All right.
I don't know.
So, well, I mean, it was because we don't get these things in real time. We have to go back and figure out, okay, they said this. What were we talking about? And the fact that we don't know what we're talking about now makes it hard to know what we were talking about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, we're trying to catch up on comments from 20 minutes ago. Keith Edwards on the topic of Metallica,
good.
Nothing Else Matters. That's a good segue.
And that's the one that Molly Cyrus covered.
There you go.
Myri?
One of the
Cyrus.
Disney kids. All right, Dan McDonald. Yes,
Yeah.
Look behind you. That guy. Alien. Okay, Devin Ross says July and November, rather, are the biggest months for when we fly through the torrid meteor stream, which is great to know. That's pretty awesome, actually.
Yeah, it hits hard on my brother's birthday every year.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
That's actually pretty awesome.
Yeah. So,
Miley Hatfield.
is there any information on
Miley
Elon Musk
Hatfield.
going on?
Ooh, yeah.
There's a little bit of news about Elon Musk that leads into today's main topic.
Oh, I had no idea.
It's like he.
There was a comment
Like he knows.
from a world leader about Elon Musk that raised a couple eyes too. We won't go into that, but we're watching you.
What happened with the what? Wait, repeat that.
We'll talk after the show.
All right.
After the show.
Okay.
It's political. Not that it would be very hard for anybody to guess where our politics lie.
Well,
but,
look,
we're still not getting into
we
it.
don't talk politics on this show. I don't know what you're talking about.
We just make fun of all of them, to be honest. Really, that's just how it goes.
Fair enough.
Because, to be honest, they all deserve to be made fun of.
It's all of them. Literally all of them.
All right. Elon Musk.
So, all right.
Is Elon, did you invite, I don't know, I didn't invite Elon. Did you invite Elon tonight?
Elon Musk will be joining us tonight. And Dan McDonald has poop emojis. All right. Dan McDonald's not a fan of Elon Musk.
Or he likes to poop.
or he had too much Hefeweizen, and he
he drank the Hefeweizen, and now it's went to work. A clean colon's just one less thing to worry about.
I had a beer over at the zoo, and it was an IPA, and it's got a really weird name, and it was delicious. It was at the
That's wrong.
Golf course, not
Oh
the
yeah,
zoo
politics
itself.
is crap. Yes.
Oh, it was yummy.
You're not used to drinking beer?
No, I hardly ever drink beer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, beer's good. I like beer.
Yeah, it was
The
very
beer's good,
beer.
but you said IPA and good in the same sentence, and that can't be right.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Oh,
That's
I
not the
think
way
you
I
guys
would have gone.
Like this beer.
Yeah.
It's zippy.
What was it?
I don't remember the name.
It was a beer.
You
Oh,
can't
yeah.
remember the name because it's like they set drunk one night on another IPA to come up with the name of a next IPA. That's really how they have to be coming up with these names.
Right. Keith Edwards says,
All right.
Dave, I tried saving you some 1792 small batch, but I just
I
got
got
an
some right
empty
there.
bottle.
I got something right there. Oh, check us out. Keith knows. Next door, down the street, today, I snagged a little baby bottle of Eagle Rare.
That's
Little teeny
it's
tiny
adorable.
bottle.
It's so cute. It's a single
It
serving.
really is. I mean, it's the 10-year Eagle Rare, all the logo and everything, but it's just a little teeny tiny bottle. Although I should have said this is a regular size bottle, and
You're just a
Wes
giant.
probably would have believed me, and then just drank the whole thing.
It's true.
Although it's still a lot.
It
of
would
bourbon.
fit like this big in my hand, like a giant big gulp.
Yeah, a big gulp. 375 milliliters. So I mean, it's half of a 750.
Yeah.
Yeah, little baby Eagle Rare. They had E.H. Taylor down there. I didn't get there fast enough, and I missed my opportunity.
You missed it, man. You missed it.
But I do have 4 bottles of. I have 4 more bottles plus the one I'm drinking right now of the Weller Green Label.
Yeah, that's awesome. You're fully stocked on that. Matt Harmon's around the corner making
Stocked.
phone calls, so hopefully that's not too loud. But
Hopefully, it's not too loud.
but
Okay,
Dude,
so
in case you haven't heard, there's news going on Twitter right now. Twitter actually changed their name to X. X. Have you heard of this one? Did you know this is in the news?
I did know. I also know that somebody's out there trying to make a claim that they have a copyright on the name on the letter X.
Yeah, that's not going anywhere. If you're fighting,
that belongs to Meta.
Wait, Meta is the one suing Elon Musk for X?
No, I don't know if they're suing. I think it may be a blocking thing at this point, but I haven't gotten into the details into all of it, so I don't want to speak too much on it.
Yeah.
But I know there is stuff that is that's kind of not quite as easy as originally you would think about rebranding. It may be being held up by somebody who has a vested interest in slowing down Elon Musk, which would be Mark Zuckerberg.
Well, look, this whole launch has been troubled all along. So let's see. Twitter rebrands as X.
Why?
Yeah.
Twitter has officially become X.
Why?
After the owner Elon Musk announced company rebrand over the weekend.
X.
Musk has tweeted the news Sunday saying an interim logo would replace the social media platform's famous bird logo with the domain x.com, which all he has to do is go with x.com and all issues are over because he's owned that since like 1999. Directing to Twitter's site as well. The move is part of Musk's overall goal of making X the everything app he foresees, which would include messaging, social media, payment services similar to China's WeChat. He explained, the Twitter name does not make sense in Twitter's business name has been X Corp since October. Yada, yada, yada. All right, so I don't know if you're familiar with WeChat. Most Americans aren't. Basically, it's this super app from China, and they actually use it in a lot of places around the world where you can make payments. Where you can make payments from it. You can accept payments from it. You can make NFC payments like in grocery stores. It's a social media platform. It's a texting app. It's basically like everything that you want to do in life, you can do through WeChat. In fact, the Chinese government actually has pretty strong restrictions they put in place for people with varying social scores, as they put it, and do with that information what you will. But Elon Musk is making X the everything app, and he's doing it with Twitter.
I don't like it.
So this kind of leads into our topic today of rebranding, because they're in the process right now of rebranding to X. We talked to Stevie Evans last week, who did a rebranding on Big Bentley's Pet Supply, and it seemed like a good time to talk about it. And we can also talk about the pros and cons of rebranding from Twitter to X.
I don't like it.
What do you think? What do you think, David?
Well, if Matt doesn't like it, I guess we're all out.
So here's my biggest problem. Which is, I'm going to bring up this news article here, which kind of talks about it a little bit. I should have had this ready, but I didn't, because I am not prepared.
There's two things I don't like.
I'm prepared. I'm prepared to pour some more bourbon.
And the way that you put your light stand.
What?
Well, it's not a huge deal. I'm not fussing about it.
What's wrong with my light stand?
I just feel like the bottom shouldn't be touching.
What the hell is Grandpa talking about back there?
Yes.
I put it that way so it had a smaller footprint, because my kids walk through here, and you saw them, they can barely walk over their own feet, let alone the...
That's a very valid point.
Yeah, come on. I'm thinking ahead here.
Well, Elon should have been
It's that
thinking
common
ahead
sense
too.
thing.
Elon, so, apparently there are branding and business professionals that say it's actually a completely irrational decision. By changing Twitter's name, Elon Musk is wiping out $4 billion to $20 billion in brand value, which I can't say I disagree.
I don't disagree.
No.
Well, David,
Hold
we're
on.
talking brand value.
Before he started,
I get that brand value, but
How much alcohol?
this goes back to.
Yeah.
So Musk is not an idiot.
No, he's actually
Right,
super
first and
smart.
foremost.
He's a smart dude.
He might be smoking
Yeah,
the dope.
so the guy is sitting there going, the Twitter name and the Twitter logo, these things do not fit with the future of Twitter. It didn't say it wasn't great for the past of Twitter. So while you may think that it's staying $4 billion to $20 billion in brand revenue, if he tried to stick with Twitter and kept it there, and it didn't fit with the marketing and everything going forward, it would cost him a ton more than that. So while, yes, if you looked at it and he sold today, maybe the brand value from yesterday to today over the rebrand may drop $4 billion to $20 billion in brand. But in 5 years, Twitter is not where he wants to be. So that's why he's rebranding.
So David, I'm not saying you're wrong.
For David. Of course I'm not wrong.
But are you ready for me to tell you why you're incorrect?
No.
I didn't tell him why he's incorrect.
Keep that shit to yourself.
Here's why you're incorrect, David. Here's why you're incorrect.
No, go for it.
Because Google is still a thing. Google is a thing. Google is a brand. When you want to do a search online, you Google it, right? Brand value.
Yes.
Google, not too long ago, changed their parent company name from Google to Alphabet. Now, Google's still a product. Google's still a service. Google is still everywhere in society because of that brand value. But they went Alphabet because they wanted to grow into something larger than just Google. Facebook.
Here, let me Twitter you some. Let me Twitter you some money, Wes.
But you said, well, first of all, you proved right there you're a very old person. It's tweet. Let me tweet you. Send a tweet about this thing.
Although I own Twittersphere.com, so that actually puts a hurt on the value of my website. So I'm a little upset by this.
But so Google changed the parent company name to Alphabet. Facebook changed their parent company name to Meta because they have bigger aspirations. Facebook is still a product. Facebook is still a service. Facebook is still something that everybody's grandmother is on right now. But Meta is something bigger and can do more. Twitter, guess what? Twitter should have remained its own product and service under X. Under X. X can be the everything app, and a service within that app can be you can send tweets. Because guess what? Somebody actually asked Elon Musk, what are you going to call it now that, if somebody wants to send a tweet, they can't call it a tweet because the Twitter's not a thing anymore. And he said, call it an X. And how many people are going to immediately change the way they think?
Slip me some X.
Right, exactly. Hey, I sent this X. Hey, I saw this X yesterday. I mean, maybe, but tweet is already in people's heads. The brand value.
Tweet. Okay. All right. So you have a.
You don't want to admit that I'm right on this one. I know this. I know this book.
You can. Well, I'm not going to say you're right,
but I'm right.
I'm going to say you at least have.
I'm not going to say it's aliens, but it's aliens.
I'm not going to say you're right, but I'm not going to say I'm wrong. So,
Kim Howard, what do you think? Kim Howard, you've been imbibing this whole evening. What do you think?
I think she's gone. As soon as I talk about
so I honestly believe you can still tweet under X. You can tweet while on X.
Yeah, that sounds great. Parents are going to love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So,
what are you on? I'm on X, Mom.
Devin Ross says, well, X sounds dumb. Twitter's much better household name. Rebranding is costly and unnecessary at this point. Look, I agree with you, Devin. I actually think X is a cool name. I mean, obviously, Elon Musk has
Devin, now listen here. Let me tell you about why you're wrong.
Elon Musk obviously has a thing about X, right? He has SpaceX. He has a couple of X's.
He does.
He put X in a couple of his kids' names because he had kids with that weird chick. But you could still keep Twitter and make X. The two are not mutually exclusive.
Twitter X.
Twix.
It's like the Energizer Bunny. He's still going and going and going. I don't know what the parent company is to Energizer. I don't need to know. It's a battery. And when I think of the bunny, I think of batteries. I still don't buy them. They're too damn expensive. But still, if I were to buy Energizer Bunny batteries, then it would be because of the bunny.
All right, so Dan McDonald says, Twisla is... I don't know where you're going with that, Matt. Twisla is where it could go. But yeah.
I don't know. We all stopped and listened to Matt. And I feel like it's that guy at the end of Billy Madison. It's like, you are all... we are all now dumber for having heard that.
No, you don't change the brand.
And may God have mercy on you.
You get a brand, you stick with the brand. You got a mascot, you stick with the mascot. If you made a stupid decision when you made the mascot, sorry, you're stuck with it.
Look, I'm a fan of rebranding. He didn't make the
mascot. He bought Twitter for the customer base. The value is in the customer base, not that. The value to him of this brand doesn't meet with the vision that he has.
Yeah,
and
he is
undoing Twitter. Do you think he doesn't own Twitter?
No,
you're
look,
wrong. He still owns Twitter.
Well, of course. Oh, he bought the customer base. That's exactly what he bought. You're
Whatever
right.
he wants with it.
You're right. And you're right. You're right. He's a super intelligent dude. He knows what he's doing. He doesn't just jump into these things willy-nilly. Okay. He has an obsession with the name X. He's owned X.com since like 1999 before he started PayPal. I mean, this is a sharp dude who's been planning this sort of thing for a very long time. But brand recognition, David. This is not our first time around this rodeo. Brand recognition
is powerful.
If you had global brand recognition like Twitter, is this something that you're just gonna toss out the window because you have a cool domain?
You know what? Dan
That's
McDonald
not why
makes
he's
a
not
point.
tossing it because he has a cool
He is
domain.
tossing it because he has a cool domain.
No. Go back to the other one. Go back to the other one.
Dan
He
McDonald.
clearly lines out the fact that we're rebranding because the title Twitter, the name Twitter, does
Well,
not
no,
fit
and
the
look,
vision
and
of the future
you're-
of the
and
company.
look, yes, that's what he's saying. That is what he's saying, and I will be the first to admit, Twitter itself has some damage to the brand.
Keith Edwards
Oop,
just
that's
said
not it.
no. With an exclamation.
Twist, are you hiring? West, are you hiring right now?
I'm not hiring. Yeah, it keeps reverting back there because it's LinkedIn news, so it keeps reverting back to that dumb.
Hey,
thing.
Keith Edwards has
Yeah, I stay off LinkedIn as much as possible. I get on LinkedIn every time I check LinkedIn, and it's like, "Oh, you're active." I get like 50 freaking headhunter calls. It's ridiculous.
So Twitter actually has a brand problem. You're right. Twitter, for the longest time, a lot of people stay off Twitter, essentially because it's a cesspool, right? It attracts generally the lowest of the low people, and
well, social media
people
in
just
general
go
does
there
that.
to argue and troll.
Hi, everybody out on social media.
But it can be recovered. It can be retrieved for the service of what Twitter is. It doesn't need to fit into the global idea of what X is. Just like Facebook doesn't need to fit into the global of what Meta is. It's the same thing. Just like Google doesn't need to fit into the global of what Alphabet is. If Alphabet came along and before they changed to Alphabet, they said, okay, we're going to do it with the name Google and we're going to call it Yabba Dabba Doo because we want to rebrand. We think we can do better. And now instead of Googling something, even though the entire world says Google just off the top of their head because that's just a part of the common lexicon now, you're going to have to say Yabba Dabba Doo. Get used to it, world. The entire world would say that's incredibly stupid. They did the right thing. Google did the right
It's hard
thing.
to argue. I know somebody smarter than me could do it.
Google did the right thing by what Elon Musk could probably do it, I'm sure. Google did the right thing, though, by having the parent company named Alphabet because they can do more, they can be more, they can be bigger, and keep this service that it has brand recognition globally. It's just built into people's brains to say tweet. I saw a tweet. I read a tweet. Hey, I left this mean tweet for this dude. Donald Trump left this mean tweet that was hilarious, but mean, so we should decry the entire thing. Why would you change this?
Where's those poop emojis about politics being crap?
Why would you try and because I'm not saying it's short-sighted. I'm just saying that I'm not saying it's short-sighted. I'm just saying there's a lot of money being left on the table by this decision.
It's left on the table, and I think he'll make it.
Dan McDonald? Well, of course he's going to make it. I'm not saying he's not going to make it. Who actually uses Bing? I know. I'd rather go to Google than use Bing. Yeah, nobody uses Bing. Why? Because you Google something. You don't Bing something. Come on.
Yeah, I like...
We've ignored Keith Edwards.
We have not ignored Keith. I put Keith Edwards' comments on here.
He said no.
Yes, he said no. He said no. I'm not in. He said no. West is not incorrect.
Okay, there you go. Good.
I put that on the screen.
No, he said no. David is not wrong. That's what he said.
Secondly,
no, you didn't read the entire comments. Hang on.
I'm not going to.
Keith Edwards says, West, you may not be right, but you're definitely not left. And then his next comment is, or incorrect at this point. Thank you, Keith Edwards.
I didn't say you were incorrect. I just said I'm not going to tell you you're right
because you can't possibly admit that
was
you're
wrong.
Not right. That's what it comes down to.
No. Because I think both of us are making fair points.
No,
I don't think this is a right or
fair.
wrong topic.
Your point's not fair. You're wrong on this one.
Oh, them's fighting words.
Well, okay, you're halfway incorrect.
No, because both of us are bringing very valuable
We
topics
are.
to this.
We're
We're
just
very
picking
light
on you,
on this.
David.
So
I know you love
yes. If you looked at it in a bubble, there's money being left on a table. But he doesn't want to have Twitter inside of X, the X app.
Right. Well, and
it's the X app.
Right.
He doesn't need two messaging apps.
Right. He wants X to be the everything app, and I get that.
Yeah.
But here's what you do. You integrate Twitter into X. Right, because right now, here's the thing. They're rebranding Twitter into X. If you go to Twitter on your phone, guess what? It still has the Twitter logo. It still says Twitter. If you go to Twitter on the desktop, it has the X logo.
What is
Okay.
DuckDuckGo?
It's basically a different form of Google. We'll talk about DuckDuckGo later.
All right.
It's basically a Google.
Yeah.
It's a search engine.
It's better.
Yeah, Devin Ross says DuckDuckGo if you want to question the man. So yeah, I totally agree with that,
Well, I'm going
Devin.
DuckDuckGo.
But
How do I find it?
you can have X and have the service of Twitter built into it. Okay, here's what you do. You build the brand of X. Okay, you have X.com, you build the brand, you build the functionality, you build it the way you want to do it. And then you insert Twitter into it to be a function within X. So that way you have the Twitter functionality in X, and then over time you phase out Twitter once it's actually part of X. You don't have this sudden jump to wipe out all of this brand equity. David, we've talked in
Okay, all right.
about brand equity and how valuable it is.
You've made a much better logical explanation or a much better logical argument this time around about phasing it out. If that's what your ultimate goal is to be on this one app, yes. And I believe by the fact that you just claimed that he's doing the mobile app still says Twitter and all these other things, but the desktop app is looking like this and has the branding, so they're going to get you associated with it. So it sounds like he's doing exactly what you said to do.
Not really. He's not though. He's doing it the other way around. I'll show you. Hang on.
Well, so I don't have Twitter.
I do. I got to pull it up.
I think I do have a Twitter, but I don't think it's an app on my phone. So I can go to the phone store here, where you pick up the applications. Oh, that was Pornhub. What's it called? Twitter? Yeah.
Well, while he's looking
Twitter.
that up, here's what DuckDuckGo is.
Here we go. I can get to Twitter.
The variation of the sport bowling.
Okay, now let's see if I can go back and get X.
The balls are 4 3/4 inches in diameter.
What are you talking about, Matt?
DuckDuckGo. They weigh 3 pounds.
I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't know what he's talking about.
DuckDuckGo is some kind of bowling.
I mean, he's as bad. I mean, we're like all on. Hey, well, come to the internet and watch us Google on our phones.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Hang on. I got it. So
okay.
So when you come to, you can't even see the logo there. So Twitter on your phone is still has the Twitter logo. It still has the Twitter logo here, and it's still Twitter. There's nothing that says X until you go to @X, which used to be @Twitter. However, if you go to the desktop,
what is on your Twitter feed, man? Libs of TikTok.
Oh, it keeps showing me political stuff. So Libs of TikTok. Libs of TikTok is actually a fairly right-leaning comedy thing where they basically repost all of the crazy stuff they see people of liberal political persuasion posting someplace else.
I just tried to say other people.
I do have Twitter.
I thought we agreed none of us were going to get Twitter.
We never agreed to that, and I am a marketer by trade, so yes, I am on Twitter.
What about Dave? He broke the rule?
David, do you think David's on Twitter?
No. David and I are not on Twitter.
I have a Twitter account. I have one somewhere.
Well,
I do not have the app on my phone.
And so on desktop, if you go, instead of having the Twitter logo, it has the X logo.
What's it even look like?
Okay.
It's an X.
No, not the logo. Twitter.
What does Twitter look like?
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Oh, and there's a Jeffrey Epstein post. Okay, so we're gonna keep moving. I didn't post it. These aren't my posts. These are literally all political here. Oh, there's a cute dog. There's a cute dog. Okay.
Why are people putting political stuff on your page?
Yeah, scroll to the dog.
Hey, David, Matt wants us to explain how a Twitter feed works.
I don't know.
How does the Twitter timeline
I have a
work? But there's a cute dog falling over.
Oh my god, that dog is adorable.
That's it. So we're gonna go from political stuff to a very cute dog falling over. He keeps falling over.
Oh, here, let me cut the nails.
It's an endless loop that you can just watch all day long.
No.
Oh my god.
This is
that would work.
We shall be hanging out with Kim Edwards and just watching this all evening because we're just laughing the entire time. It's hilarious.
That would work. I mean, what's not to laugh about this?
It's very cute.
And the cats in the background, like, you damn dog, you deserve this.
All right, so I think this is our sign to move on. My point is, look, rebranding. So at David
is a smart thing to do, and you should do it when Elon Musk says.
So rebranding can be a great idea. I think this rebrand was, I'm not going to say short-sighted. I'm just going to say not thoroughly thought through with a clear head.
I don't see Elon Musk.
I'm going to say it was longer-sighted than what you guys give it credit for.
I think it was very longer-sighted. Look, dude, David, I'm the one who told you he's had X.com since 1999. The dude's been planning this for a long time. But the rebranding, he's getting a lot of.
This is a guy who's willing to give up $20 billion of equity now for $100 billion later.
He's playing with the bank's money, and I think this rebranding effort was could have been handled a lot better. That's all I gotta say. I don't know.
If you guys could be here right now and smell how delicious these dog biscuits smell,
he keeps talking about.
Need to have a dog biscuit.
He's trying to change the subject. So everybody watching or listening, go to underdogplus.com, pick up some Underdog brew bones, and I promise your dog will absolutely love these things. Thank you for the segue.
Well, yeah, it was, but I actually do want a dog biscuit. They like from the new batch. They smell so freaking good. They smell like apple cake.
They smell good. They smell good.
You know what?
Have you ever put butter on a Pop-Tart?
This is an apple cake.
You say put peanut butter on a Pop-Tart?
Have you ever put butter on a Pop-Tart?
So
yeah,
good.
Of course.
It's so freaking good.
If you haven't put butter on a Pop-Tart, then I really think you should.
If you haven't, then I think you should.
Is that a Family Guy episode?
Yeah, but
it is a Family Guy episode.
Butter on a Pop-Tart. You toast the Pop-Tart.
Yeah, no,
put butter on the Pop-Tart.
I lived in college.
It really is so freaking good.
It's the best thing ever. Can you pretend like
you
have
it is.
So I can
I'm going to make a Pop-Tart here.
Devin Ross says, so freaking good.
It's so freaking good.
Yes, it's so freaking good.
We should have stuck with aliens. I think we had more luck with the conversation we were talking about aliens.
No, I think we're good. I think butter to Pop-Tarts where the next show goes.
So good.
Look, maybe that could be an episode of Fry Me to the Moon.
Strawberry frosted Pop-Tarts. Oh, God.
And Fry Me to the Moon doesn't just have to be about fries.
It
could be about any kind of fried food.
I guess I was actually reading
funnel cakes.
Any kind of fried food. Have you ever had a deep fried Pop-Tart?
No,
that's a real thing. Go to the Ohio State Fair. Deep fried Pop-Tarts.
I was reading about
they deep fried here.
Put some tempura on that, man, dude. It sounds weird, but that is some good stuff.
I was reading about shortening the other day and about the hydrogenation process and the dehydrogenation process. I had no idea.
Yeah, that's not good.
So
yeah,
boring.
That sounds
so boring.
That sounds awful.
But that's got to be part of the Fry channel.
No, it doesn't.
It's the fry is where the fries go in the shortening. The shortening's every bit as important as the fries. You know what? I won't waste my time on this.
Yes. What you're cooking? Yes, what you're cooking the potato in matters almost as much as the tater itself.
You're not wrong. Do you smell what Matt's cooking?
No, he ain't cooking any damn thing. I can smell what. If I was there, I could smell what you're cooking because you're actually doing it.
Oh, the smell is just heavenly.
Wait. You lost me. I'm going to toast a package of Pop-Tarts and some sweet cream butter. So, Keith, have you never had put butter on a Pop-Tart?
Edwards, he's going to try this.
It's so freaking good.
It really is. It is shockingly good. I don't remember the first time somebody, and it's the brown sugar cinnamon or the brown sugar cinnamon, whatever. The brown sugar ones. Those are the ones.
My mom was
those
the
are the
first
ones.
one to ever do it for me. She gave me a buttered Pop-Tart.
Yeah. So he's like, I want to butter this. Here, put some butter on your Pop-Tart. I'm like, are you nuts?
My wife will not try it. She won't try it. She thinks it's like weird.
You know why? Because
Nikki
her husband's telling her.
My first wife, she's like absolutely against it.
It's because her husband is telling her to. I'm telling you. Look, if one of us told her to do it, she would do it in a minute. If I told Becky to do it, she'd do it in a minute.
Well, not Matt. Not Matt. But if Wes told her to do it, she'd do it.
Yeah, I'd call her best friend and say, hey, ask Becky to do this.
It's true.
And Becky come home and it's like, hey, I'm going to try this. Yeah.
Oh, it's put butter on a Pop-Tart. Oh my God, it's so freaking
Her
good.
best friend recommended
And
Buck
you
salad,
guys need to
right?
first you need to put butter on a Pop-Tart.
Star.
B, you need to go on YouTube and Google on YouTube butter on a Pop-Tart and watch the song.
Oh, I didn't even know that was a song. Is that a song?
It also is so freaking good.
Is it copyright free? Maybe I can find it.
It absolutely. It's a Family Guy episode.
Oh,
so
then
yes,
then I can't play that. Okay. Fox would not be happy. Sorry, Disney would not be happy about that.
Disney, Shh. Don't even say their name.
The Mouse, the House of Mouse, who apparently is having a yard sale, and they're going to start selling off their brands left and right, according to.
Actually, it's about time. It's about time. They do need to. They do need to divest some things.
Did you know that last week Eisner actually had a press release or a press conference where he talked about they're going to start selling off their brands?
Yeah. Even
Michael Eisner. Eisner.
Yeah. He's like, hey, it's all up.
Eisner. Make sure you guys get this right. Now, Eisner was like CEO back in the 90s.
Not Eisner. Sorry. What's his face?
Bob. Bill?
No, it's not Bob. What's his face? Yeah, you asked me too fast.
Chapek was the guy that's going out. Bob Iger is the guy that's in there now. He got his contract extended to the end of 2025.
Yes.
So he's in there till the end of 2025.
Thank you.
Iger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Big difference between Eisner, Iger, and Chapek.
Yeah. Thank you.
Big differences.
Thank you, Disney representative. But yes, so Bob Iger came out last week and said they're having a basically yard sale. They're going to start selling off, and apparently the Disney name as a whole is not off the table.
Yeah, he said, I'm open.
Yeah. So Apple. I mean, some people are saying Apple might buy Disney. Can you imagine?
No, I don't.
Well, that would be interesting because it was Disney who bought Pixar from Apple.
Right, but right now, who has more money? Who could buy who between the two right now?
You know what?
That'd be tough, man. That'd be tough.
Right.
I'm curious as to which one has more.
Elon Musk is
going
to buy Disney and rename it X.
Yeah, Mouse X.
He's going to rename Mickey Diesel. Because according to you, David, brand equity means nothing. So he can totally do it because
I didn't say brand equity means nothing.
Brand equity.
Although I will tell you, I will say that the
that's what I heard.
Diesel Mouse. Sorry, David. Go ahead.
What was I saying?
I don't know.
You were saying Halon wrong.
I need to do a thing. here. What was it talking?
We were talking about
we're
talking about Michael Eisner selling Disney to Apple.
No, Michael Eisner. No. I was actually taking a quick look to see if I could find a market cap between the two, between Apple and Disney. But no, I don't picture them. I mean, Disney's going to stay where it is. And if somebody was to buy Disney, it would be multiple companies.
Yeah, nobody's going to buy Disney. I think that was hyperbole.
Who wants to
but
buy that shit?
But I mean, it's very possible they could sell off Lucasfilm. ESPN has been on the chopping block for a while. There's a lot.
We can hope. Well, so ESPN, I think, would do better as a standalone. So if the employees of ESPN were to, I don't know, do a employee buyout for that brand, ESPN would do better outside of the confines of Disney.
I don't think you're going to see a lot of buyouts anymore.
I want Lucasfilm outside of Disney just so that Kathleen Kennedy will take her effing hands off of the product.
Oh my gosh. How that lady still has a job, I have no idea.
Oh my God. Okay, so I have seen the latest Indiana Jones. Now,
you
Indiana Jones is
I'm not going to waste my money on that.
One of my most favorite series of all time. I love the Indiana Jones series. Love it.
Indiana Jones series.
Young Indiana Jones was good. Tell me that wasn't good.
It was good.
Yeah, so I've been trying to keep an eye on it where I can buy the Young Indiana Jones series. I'm gonna check Vudu. If it's on Vudu, I'm gonna go ahead and buy it too. But oh my Lord! So the latest movie.
Okay.
Do you remember how the first movie that if you took Indiana Jones and took him out of the movie, nothing changed?
Right. Yeah. Basically the exact same stuff happens. The Nazis find it sooner.
Yes.
And they still melt their faces off. Yeah.
They take it there. They melt their faces off. And then the U.S. government comes in and takes
all
it.
All of it was unnecessary. Yeah, totally.
So, the newest movie is exactly the same way, but doesn't actually do anything.
I think we just gave Matt an aneurysm. You never realized that?
No.
Think about it.
Oh, you're right.
It really is. It really is. And the one thing that he wanted to do was make sure it ended up in the museum, and he didn't even get that done.
Poor Karen, or the Karen, whatever the actress is, or the lady in that, she lost her bar. So the only thing Indiana did was burn her bar down.
Oh yeah, they just basically got a lot of people killed, and the exact same thing still happened.
What a dick!
Had he done nothing,
and in the
Nazis still would have found it and melted their faces off.
Huh?
Yes. They found it. They melt their face off. U.S. government comes in and takes it, and now we know he watched.
And now we know he once watched Big Bang either.
I haven't.
Yes, this was. I think I understand what he's.
I think John's been
here.
drinking a little bit of the bourbon as well.
Yeah, I think I thought. No, so that was an episode. Now that he's seen it, in the Big Bang Theory.
Oh, was
they
it?
go over this same exact thing.
Oh, funny.
So they go over in the Big Bang Theory about it. Yes, and it was the lady who plays Blossom. I think Blossom. Anyway, Amy Farrah Fowler. On Big Bang Theory explains it to Sheldon of all people that Indiana Jones has no impact on the outcome of the movie.
It's true.
None.
So, pretty funny. Dave, I have a comment. So you had said something about an employee buyout, and I think that we have seen the days of employee buyouts are gone, because the employees nowadays don't have the wherewithal or the gumption to do a buyout. They wouldn't even know how to do a buyout.
While Steve down in set production may not, there's still a CEO, there's still a president of the brand itself, of ESPN. There's still a guy there. There's still a chair. There's still a lot of leadership there that I believe is infinitely more capable of running that brand in a world by itself and becoming an even better product than what it is today.
Yeah, ESPN still definitely has its place. The problem is, here, look, a lot of people don't seem to realize it, at the company at least, but ESPN fell into the same trap that a lot of companies are falling into, which is, David, we talk about it all the time. Keep your business out of politics. Unless your business is politics, keep politics out of your business.
Which is why the cameraman would be better to do this.
All of the commentators over the last couple of years keep talking about their dumb political opinions, and nobody wants to hear it, so people stop watching.
So it's
more complicated than that. There's a lot more that goes into it than that.
Yeah,
but that's a big part of it.
I'll give. That's actually another show. That's actually another show in entirety, where. One of the things I think one of our big problems with either side, right, left, center, pickles have rights too. Whatever you want to call yourself, it doesn't matter.
You living?
Yeah.
Okay. Matt's taking off. Matt,
see you later,
man. Just leave it. I'll take care of it.
Okay.
I'll clean it up.
I'll take the last stuff though.
All right. Hey, see you later, man.
Let's see you.
Hey, drive safe.
Just come in, drink the bourbon. Don't even stay for the end of the show.
He drank all my bourbon. Now he's going to drive home. Good luck, Matt.
That's all right. 911, what's your emergency?
I'd like to report a drunk driver, please. He's right in my driveway.
Yes. Star SHP, if you're in Ohio, Star SHP, State Highway Patrol.
All right, so what were you saying about employee buyouts?
Anyway, was one of the things, not just that, but in general, when you're dealing with public characters, we're like, well, why should we care what they think about this? Well, we should care as much as we care about Steve down the road, or West on the Underdog journey, or West, my buddy.
Right. You and I have different opinions.
They should have the freedom to say what they want. I
agree.
As well.
I couldn't agree more. And you know what? You and I are in total agreement on that. They absolutely have that right. But also, I have the right not to give them my business because I don't want to hear their dumb opinion.
So is Matt up the stairs and gone?
Yeah, he's gone.
You're right. I think Twitter would do better, and Elon Musk should have held it out for longer and done a smoother transition.
You're saying that all
is no reason.
Yes, you can't give Matt the satisfaction
that you. Absolutely not. There's no reason that you can't tweet inside of X.
Right. Exactly.
There's no.
Nobody's going to say they left an X or they read an X or somebody left a mean X.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lots of people have left mean X's. We all have that X that we don't want to talk to anymore.
Yeah. Actually, I talk to all my exes, so I don't know about that. I ain't gonna sing anymore. I already sang a little bit earlier, and I ain't gonna do it again.
So anyway,
we lost half our viewership when I started singing earlier.
But I totally agree that every celebrity has the right to go out in public and scream their opinions from the rooftop. It doesn't mean that I have to give them my business when they do that.
Exactly.
Though. So that's the thing. That's the balancing act that businesses have to play.
But at what point do they have the freedom? Not a business. Business is a whole different thing.
Well, no, David.
They do not
public
live
figures.
in Texas.
Public figures. They are their own business. A public figure is their own business.
At what point do they not? What point are they not public figures?
When they're sitting around in a private setting talking to their buddies. When you go on TV,
what about when they're shopping? What about when they're shopping for their next bidet?
No, when you go on TV or you're giving a press conference.
On TV, okay.
When you're on TV and you're giving a press conference, or you are commentating professionally on behalf of a company.
Yeah.
Guess what?
You're getting paid.
Guess what? You are the spokesperson of that company. You are the brand. Even if it's the company.
You are the brand. Even the brand is you.
Right. Even if it's the brand. Right. Exactly. So look, you're right. They have the right to say that. Every brand has the right to give their dumb political opinions. Ben & Jerry's, they can do that. Budweiser, they can do that. Target, they can do that. I
specifically selected a hotel away from the Ben & Jerry's location because of their stuff.
But
so not only did it impact their business, but it impacted the hotel.
They have the right.
I was like
to speak their opinion, and you're right. I totally agree with you there. But also everybody else has the right to not give them their business because they don't want to hear their dumb political opinion.
Yeah, and really, I just Ben & Jerry's. You're on ban until you give me an ice cream name.
Right, and here John Callender has a good point. In this day and age,
everybody wants a mouthful of David.
John Callender, nobody does. John Callender says in this day and age, if you're a public figure, anytime you're in public, everyone has a camera now. You're right, and that's totally true, John. Every time a public figure steps out of their house, guess what? They're representing their brand.
But what if they don't want to? Like, you know what? Today I want to be Steve.
Yeah, and you know what, David? I totally agree with that. Here's the problem: when you make the life choice,
Steve wants to vote for Hillary.
David, when you make the life choice to make yourself your brand, guess what? When Miley Cyrus goes out and pees on the curb, which there are videos and photos of her doing that, she's representing her brand.
I don't want to see any of that.
Exactly, David. She's representing her brand. Her business is her brand. Every time she steps out of the house and does something dumb, that represents her brand. Now, she can do it with whatever that brand that she wants. She can trash it.
I've peed on a curb, but nobody videoed it.
She can trash it. She can build it up. It doesn't matter if she doesn't want that image representing her brand. She did it in view of a camera and people listening. That impacts her brand. So every time a public figure goes out and says, F that politician, I hate that dude because he said this. You know what? That's his personal opinion. But that's also representing his brand saying that. That represents his business saying that.
His or her.
Well,
brand.
His or her or they or
come on, man. This is
the 21st century. I get it.
This is the 21st century. Come on, man.
But you get what I'm saying, though. You still can't. You still won't admit it.
I think. Well, no, you're right.
Thank you.
And also, I've already admitted also, while I'm not saying I'm wrong, I think for the overall game plan, I think a little more introspective on how, a little more internal thought on how you're going to roll out a brand change of that scale.
Right, because
that impacts that many people. When you are the Kleenex, you can't change your name to of face toilet paper.
Right, exactly.
And think people are just going to go along with it.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. Look, I think the X Everything app is a cool idea. I'd like to see it fulfilled. I think
as long as it's not ran by or governed by or has access or the government has access to it whatsoever.
No comment there. I think this rebranding has been rocky to say the least, and I genuinely think that he could have kept Twitter. He could have had his cake and eaten it too. If he kept Twitter, built the X thing separately, integrated the two so Twitter was within X, and then gradually faded out Twitter after the fact, he could have totally done it. Unfortunately, he decided
and he would have
wanted to.
never had to. Yes, and he would have never had to come up with a name for what the messaging services was inside of Twitter.
Right. It could have stayed tweet.
The populace would have created a name for it.
Right, and that's it. And you can actually learn a lot from the video gaming community too, because video gaming communities, the smart companies, listen to the gamers. They build the game around what the gamers want to do. The ones that fail over time are the ones who say, "This is our game. You're going to play it the way we want you to play it. And if you don't like it, you can leave." Guess what? People leave, and they go to a game where they develop it around what the players want. And in a segue,
the interactive experience.
Keith Edwards says, "Sweaty balls."
Sweaty balls. So we have now moved on from the Family Guy portion of the night to the South Park portion
exactly.
of the night.
This is when it starts to get dark.
Welcome to my sweaty ball.
John Calendar says, in his unique situation, those who won't like this switch already left Twitter. Many are moving to Twitter because of his views, and they will stay. And here's an interesting thing. Look, a lot of people are also saying this is a rushed decision because of Facebook's push out of Threads. Here's the problem.
Yeah.
Nobody's using Threads. So. Threads. I mean, wait. We stream on Facebook.
Sucks.
Threads is wonderful. Everybody should use Threads.
Wait, I've already said sucks. I thought we were going to be a unified front on this.
Threads sucks
although
all of the bad stuff out of the universe and leaves only good stuff, because Threads is amazing and Mark Zuckerberg is not a lizard person.
I have no idea. I don't use Twitter. I don't use Threads. I don't use X. I drink bourbon.
Yeah. No, Mark Zuckerberg.
So
blinks.
yeah,
he
I mean,
blinks,
yeah, Mark Zuckerberg,
and he drinks water like a normal human being.
I mean, he's genius. I mean, he's almost as smart as Elon Musk.
That's weird with beer, but yeah, no, Threads is garbage. Nobody's using Threads, and you know what? Maybe this was a rushed decision because of Threads, and I'll bet right now Elon Musk is wishing he had maybe done things a little differently. Actually, I don't think he thinks that. I think he did everything. Yeah, I think he knows he did everything perfectly because he's a multi-billionaire, and who are we to say otherwise? But in my humble opinion, I think it could have been.
He is the richest man in the world. Yes, some of the people are going to take numbers and go, well, really, he lost. No. He is the richest man in the world for a reason.
Yeah, no matter what comes out of this, he will come out on top, and I'm confident of that. And in the long run, X may be exactly what he wants it to be. But I do still think he's leaving a lot of brand equity on the table.
Yes. What could he done? I mean, okay, so I love it. It's a what could you have done differently? A trillion different things.
Yeah.
But
I mean, yeah, I only have one serious recommendation.
He still owns Twitter. He still owns the brand Twitter. He still owns the logo Twitter. He still owns all of that.
Right.
Except the twittersphere.com. I own that. And if you want it, which
now what are you going to have? The
Exosphere? Really pisses me off because the value of my domain just
You better sell that thing quick, David.
I am going to sell it. If anybody's in a market for a mediocre website name, let me know. I got Twitter.
Hey, maybe he'll sell twitter.com for a song. But I'm bummed.
Oh, man. Fry me to the moon.
Look, I was pretty proud of that. I came up with that.
That's good. I would have focused more on him than the overall, but...
Well, we needed a fry pun. We needed a pun that said fries.
Okay. All right. So he needs to... So, Matt, hopefully you went home and you've already switched on the Underdog journey and watching.
Oh, my family is more important than drinking with a bunch of dudes. Talking about Twitter.
That is incorrect. Because you have a pun in the name, it needs to be part of your brand. So you need to have a brand new dad joke every single week. Every single show, and it needs to be weekly. Every single show, you need to have a new dad joke.
Yeah, we need to get him doing this weekly because I think it's a good. I still think it's a good idea for a YouTube channel. He just needs to make it a regular weekly thing, which is going to be hard.
It really is.
Because doing a weekly show
a lot of stuff.
is difficult, man. It's hard. People don't realize.
Yeah, we do one. And, I mean, it's tough enough for me. It's twice as bad or more for West, who actually has to do all the work.
Well, I think when you do a scripted show, like when you actually have a scripted, edited show, it's so much harder. My the Pipe YouTube channel
that's
that I
why
do.
we don't do one.
The Pipe YouTube channel that I haven't done anything on in a really long time. Partially
You get back on
partially
that.
because I'm lazy, but I mean it's hard to do. It's a lot more difficult than you think it is to put together a 10-minute video. Like it could take all day.
It's not harder than I think it is. We're at an hour and 42 minutes on this show, and it's live. And it's live not because we are not afraid of making a mistake, because we screw up all
This
the
whole
time.
show is a mistake.
But it's live because neither one of us want to take the time to try to edit and cut and stay within a script. It's not who we are. It's not how we bonded.
It's not how we
It's
roll,
not how
man.
we grew ecumenically. Anyway, it's not what this was born from. So that's why we do it live.
Yeah.
For those of you out there who were not asking. For the literally nuns of letters that we get weekly to find out why we do this live.
For all of you out there who just didn't care. That's why we do it live.
Yes. That's why we do it live, because it's a lot more freaking work to record and post something out there of quality. So we're like, you know what? We're going to give them about 45 minutes of decent stuff and then an hour of stuff that's not decent.
You're being generous, David. You're being very generous.
Yes. So Twitter. So no more Twitter.
Yeah, no more Twitter. No more
interesting.
tweets. You're going to have to X something. X.
Yeah. So plus, how can we derail the show with inappropriate comments? Okay,
That's just
yeah,
you, John.
and we enjoy that. So that is one of the things that the viewers actually, some of our viewers really like to do, is try to mess with us in the comments.
Between John
Now,
and Kim Howard.
Yeah. So I don't think Kim's watching anymore. She hasn't commented in a while.
Yeah, I think she dropped
her?
off.
I'm gonna message her.
I think she dropped off when she said Matt was looking for photos of her online.
Yeah, I would have too.
Oh man.
Yeah. He's all like, "Well, I was looking for photos of this Kim."
Yeah, we both kind of
And
stopped.
I was
Like, wait,
sitting here
what?
like, wait a minute, what did he just say that?
Right after he told the story about how he stalked his buddy from 30 years ago.
Yes. He's like, I hunted down this friend who clearly didn't want to be found, and I called him. Kim, I'm trying to find some pictures of you. What?
Yeah.
Are you doing? So
the FBI is looking for Matt Harmon right now.
Yes.
That's why he had to leave so abruptly.
Yeah. He's like, oh shit, there's black fans out front. We got to get out of here. No, Matt's a good guy. He just,
he's a good guy.
Yeah, that filter sometimes, and yeah.
Keith Edwards says we rock and we should stay safe. Keith, if you're taking off, it's good talking to you, man.
Keith, are you bailing on us already?
He's bailing. It's too late.
You should come up and have a cigar, man.
Does he live near you?
Out back. Yeah, he's not far from me.
There you go. Have him come on, have a cigar.
I say he's not far from me. I have no idea how far he is from me, but he's in the general area. He's not like most of my friends that are hundreds and hundreds of miles away.
Right, exactly.
He's in the general vicinity.
I'm still holding that you're going to move back to Columbus. It'll happen eventually.
I don't think that's in the cards.
It'll happen eventually.
I think if I left here, it would be because my wife was like absolutely fed up with me and was like, I'm out.
Leaving you at that point.
She may. Well, I mean, I would say actually fed up with me. She is clearly fed up with me now. But decided I'm done with your ass and I'm moving back to Columbus. So she might go back to Columbus, but I won't go.
Right.
I got other mountains to climb.
I don't think ladies like that analogy, David. I don't think
it's
the proper analogy when you're talking about your wife.
It has nothing to do with ladies.
I'm just saying I don't think.
Yes. Hello, my mountain. How are you this evening?
I don't think when you're talking about your current wife, you should say you refer to her as the mountain that you need to climb.
No. I said she's left me. I've got other mountains to climb.
Nikki exercises.
Other mountains to climb. I didn't. No.
If you're watching, Nikki, I apologize for your husband. It's look, he's she's not watching.
They got back. Safe. They went to the mall earlier.
There's still a mall.
Me in the pool. I was all in the pool out back by myself. It was nice.
There's a mall.
It was good.
Is that still a thing? We should do a whole show just on
our
malls.
Our town has one mall.
Yeah, we should do a whole show on like
One.
malls and how they're disappearing. Like, remember Columbus used to have like
Yes.
7 malls, and there's like 1.5
Oh
now.
my Lord. Okay, so Tuttle Mall in Dublin, Ohio.
Yeah, it
Tuttle
was actually rated
Mall.
back when I had a job in one of those shops there. It was rated like the safest mall in America, and
Oh my
like
gosh.
now it's
I'm not going in there without a bulletproof
there's like
vest,
a
bro.
piercing shop. You know the mall is going downhill when there's a piercing shop and a tattoo parlor. Tuttle Mall has both.
Yeah, and 17 different shoe stores.
Yeah.
That's it. You can get a tattoo, you can get something pierced, and you can have shoes.
And like 2 of the 3 big box like locations within the store are like boarded up. Like there's nothing in there because no big store wants to be there.
There was a JCPenney gone. There was a Macy's gone. There was actually 2 Macy's in that mall at one time because it was a Lazarus on one end, Macy's on the other, and then Macy's bought Lazarus. Yeah. Dumb, stupid move. Macy's, you should have never done that.
They realize that now.
Yeah. Separately, I think you guys would have done much better without. But now you're garbage. So you got your 3 anchor stores. I think there was a Sears there too. Yeah, there was a Sears. So there was a Sears, 2 Macy's, and a JCPenney.
Yeah.
All 4 of them gone. Actually, I think JCPenney may still be there, but that's iffy at best. Iffy at best because of their structuring on how they're going out of business. If it's there now, it won't be soon.
Right. Exactly. Well, look, it's I think that's probably a good segue to exit the show. We didn't actually get to the meat of the topic, which is rebranding your business. We talked about Twitter rebranding, but I think we went in depth on why rebranding is important and better ways to do it.
We have gotten closer. So we still have on deck, an Avatar show ready to go.
We do. We got that lined up, ready to go. Maybe next week. We keep saying that.
Yeah. So, yeah. And that, I think it is, there is no way for us to overstate this. No way whatsoever. It is empirically important to know who you're speaking to.
Well, David, did you see on the agenda that the first part about when I go into detail about how to rebrand your business, the first one is understand your audience. And that goes into your avatar. That is vitally important. Yeah. And we always talk about that.
So important. And it cannot be overstated. We cannot drive this thing home any more of actually knowing who your core customer is, who you are trying to speak to. So, you know what? You're not always speaking to your core customer. Sometimes you're speaking to someone else. Your core customer is taken care of. Now, I'm not saying go and find an avatar that's 180 degrees of your core customer, Bud Light.
I was trying not to put John. I was trying not to put John's comment on the screen, but now that you said that, I have to.
It worked out right. It worked out well. So, you're not trying to go 180 because then you're going to leverage, you're going to disenfranchise some of your core, and that's billions and billions and billions of dollars lost for them. But you can get the right or left side of that, or the right and left side of that. Right. And we're not talking about politic right or politic left. We are talking about bell curve right and bell curve left. So you can pick up both of those with messages, and that's where you want to stay.
Well,
never get to the fringe on either side.
And now that you're talking about that, look, I think I didn't enter this into my show notes, but I totally should have. When you rebrand, the first thing you should do is obviously study your audience, find out where they are, and rebrand according to how to best approach them. But, just like, okay, I'm going to go there. The head of marketing at Anheuser-Busch Bud Light, when she did her interview, when this whole controversy first started, she said the brand, she had a specific objective because the brand was dated and fratty, and out of date and fratty, and they wanted to refresh.
It's been in decline for many years.
And slightly refresh the brand. And look, that's fine. You can make those changes according to those findings. But you need to be aware that when you do so, you risk alienating existing customers. And whether you like it or not, that's what happened.
It's easier to re-energize your base
right.
than try to find a whole new base.
And look, a lot of people are saying that now. Hindsight's 20/20, of course. But yeah, they should have looked at their existing customer base, discovered how to reinvigorate them, re-engage them, rather than, and also include these people, but re-engage with your main core audience, rather than alienating them to find these people that you've never marketed to before. Like, I mean, that's kind of a freshman mistake.
Yeah. So when I see that interview, it literally makes me cringe.
It's cringy.
That a person at that level missed so many very rookie entry-level mistakes that they just were obtuse or blind to the implications and imprecations of what they were doing.
Well, and here's another one of my problems. I have a real issue when you have somebody heading up marketing for a brand who, in their best of days, would never, best or darkest of days, would never actually use that brand themselves. That lady was not a Bud Light drinker.
Yeah, she struck me more as a Prosecco.
Yeah, she was gonna drink maybe Stella if she's drinking a beer. She's maybe drinking.
It's funny, in Britain they call that the wife beater. So over here we say, "Hey, give me a wife beater." It's like a tank top, right? Over there it's a Stella Artois beer.
Yeah, she's drinking something that sounds schmoozy. She's probably not even drinking beer. She's like a wine drinker. She's like a white.
That's why I said Prosecco. I figured she strikes me as Prosecco.
Right. Now I'm not saying get a good old boy Bud Light guy driving driving the General Lee to the office.
Yeah, I'm a pig.
I'm honestly just saying, find somebody who at least understands the product, likes the product. On the weekend, is going to drink the product with their friends.
You can drink Prosecco and still understand that my core is this beer drinker.
Right.
And that's where the money is.
Yeah, but look.
And then how do I change it all and piss all these people off? Although, to be honest, this girl got more, this person got more famous from her absolute folly than she would have ever done being successful.
Well, look, so
because when you do something right, you usually don't get highlighted.
So I worked with a discount retailer a while ago, right? And there was one of the C-suite executives. Well, actually, all the C-suite executives kind of fit into this, but one of them specifically said. He always came into these meetings saying, I was shopping at this location, or I went into this location. In the meantime, one of her shoes cost more than the average family home. This lady's not shopping in our stores, guaranteed. Yeah. Yet she's dictating how to run the communications to the customers.
Discount
retail. Look, I mean, I'm not saying she was doing a poor job. I'm just saying she could do better at a different brand than somebody who understands the brand from a base level. The same thing with this other lady that we were just referencing. I'm sure she's very good at what she does, but somebody who understands the brand from a base level could do much better in that role.
Yeah, I'm not sure that she's good at what she does. She should have caught what she was doing and knew about it beforehand, and just thought, hey, how can we can pick up more, but we're going to alienate. The fact that she did not see the fallback, the backlash from it, that's the problem. That's the big problem I have. Wait a minute. You thought there was going to be this upswing, and all you were calculating was the upswing, but you didn't think there was going to be any backlash whatsoever. Yeah. That's the problem I have. That's the problem I have with the campaign.
Yeah. No,
not that who it was, what they did, anything. It was the fact that you did this, and that all you did was look at the tick that you were going to get here, which was, let's say, 5 points, but over here you didn't count the 75-point loss.
David, you just perfectly made my argument for public figures when they go out and speak their personal opinions on politics. They have every right in the world to go out and say what they want, but they need to understand the backlash, if they do, can have this impact on their brand.
No, but my problem is, at what point do they get to be a private citizen?
When they're sitting in their backyard with their buddies drinking Prosecco.
I can go outside and I can make a comment in public about.
You can, because you're not a public figure.
I am a public figure,
David.
I'm one of the presenters on the Underdog
I
Journey.
agree. And you know what? If you went out and you know what?
As
You're
far
exactly,
as,
David. You're exactly right.
Indeed
Here's
knows
the thing.
that's all I
If
am
you
now.
went out dressed in full World War II German regalia, I'm not going to say the word because that will impact our search building, our presence. If you went out in full World War II German regalia and started doing certain salutes and certain walks and all of that in public, and started saying that certain people from certain countries or ethnicities should be no longer with us, then guess what? People would look in your background and say, the Underdog Journey, those guys are yada, 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 they're terrible. And that would impact our brand. And you know what? You have the right to do that. I'm not suggesting you do that. You have the right to do that. But if you did that, you would need to understand the backlash that came along with that. Yes.
My World War II German military uniform is in the cleaners right now, so I can't.
But you understand my point.
I get it. I just, while
everybody has the right to an opinion, but when you are a public figure,
I believe it should be
you
judged
represent
on
a brand, and your brand is your business.
So think of it this way. Okay, here we go. Here's an absolutely undisputed or undisputable and undefeatable argument. When Thor goes off to
and John,
the
you are
frozen
totally
ice
correct.
planet,
Yes.
Is it that the expectation was not to be a public figure, they would lose much of their prophecy? Shh! Stop making points for him.
Yes, when Thor went to Jotunheim. Okay, go ahead.
So Thor goes to Jotunheim, and when what the hell's his dad's name?
Odin.
Shit. Odin. Jiminy Christmas. Yeah, when Odin comes there, and Lodi is like, "Hey, this was an act of a war." Yeah. And he goes, "No, this was an act of a child."
Right.
Treated as such. It was an act of a single person on a single event, on a single comment, on a single thing, treated as such. So when the Hollywood elites, when all these people, it doesn't matter, that's when they say stuff, I literally just treat it as, hey, that person is allowed to have that opinion.
They absolutely are. And you know what? They are absolutely allowed to have that opinion. And I am absolutely allowed to not give them my money.
Yeah. You know what I had to do this with? You know what really brought this to light for me was Jack Black.
Ooh, I love Jack Black, but I don't want to.
I love Jack Black.
And you're right.
Christmas.
I don't want to hear people I really like. I try really hard not to hear their political opinions. Here's a prime example. David Cross. Man, I love David Cross. I think he's one of the funniest guys on planet Earth. But I cannot listen to his political opinions. I don't want to hear him. I don't care. I just want to hear him be funny. In fact, everybody on Arrested Development. Arrested Development is one of the best shows ever made in the history of time. I will fight you on that opinion. But I don't want to hear any of those guys.
I don't know.
I don't want to hear any of those people talk about politics. None of it. I just want to watch the show. I just want to, hey, make me laugh, clown. Make me laugh, funny man. And that's all I care about. That's it. You're paid to entertain me. Yeah. Go entertain me. Don't try and teach me about politics because you think you know more than me.
Well, but that's the thing. That's it. That you nailed it right there. Because you think you know more than me. Perhaps they don't think they know more than you.
I guarantee.
They're just stating what they believe.
Yeah, and that's
they
fine.
believe this in this bubble and this box in the world that they live in. That's what they believe.
David, you know what? You're also making my point as well. That's totally valid. And you know what? All of the people who lean this way politically. All of the people over here are going to say, I don't want to give them my money because they lean this way politically. All the people who lean this way politically, all the people over here are going to say, I don't want to give them my money because they lean this way politically. And everybody has that right, and that's the beautiful thing. As long as we don't censor people based on their opinion, I'm not saying censor people. I'm saying vote with your dollars and vote with your feet. And that's what I'm saying. And you know what? When you voice an opinion one way or the other, you need to understand there's going to be an impact for that, whether you're a brand or a company or an individual. No matter what, there will be an impact.
And that's where that's where my problem is. When do they get to break off? Because I work for a company that has wildly different views than I do.
Sure.
But I am not those views.
Right.
I am my views, but only when I'm my views.
Right.
When I'm working and I'm getting paid and I'm being compensated, then all right, fine, do whatever it is you want to do. Save the sea turtle.
But I'll
okay,
bet your
fine.
company has a code of conduct clause.
Oh, there are so I could not possibly read my HR manual if given the 6 months. I could not.
Most companies have a code of conduct clause. If you went out in public and said certain things, you would likely be fired. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying it's the way of the world.
Yes.
Because they know.
Yes, and I've got an idea to fix that
David,
too,
and David,
especially
here's the thing.
for businesses.
And those code of conduct clauses are not because they want to silence you. It's because they know that when you're out in public, you represent their brand, whether you're on the clock or not. Whether you're on the clock or not, if you go out and say horrific, terrible, horrible things, people potentially can find out where you work, and it can give that company a bad name. It can give them a black eye, and they don't want that. They don't want to.
Actually, I don't know that you can give it. Never mind.
I'm not going
to say that because my code of conduct clause may preclude it.
That's what I'm saying.
You clearly have not drank enough tonight, so you got some more Hefe out there?
I got one more. I only brought 4 in.
Uno mas. Heck, I've almost drank 4 bourbons.
But we should wrap up tonight. We've been going for a while.
Yeah, it's 9:02. We're over 2 hours here, so that's good. That cleans it up. So we're talking about rebranding tonight. We've talked about some other things.
We went back and forth. It was a good show. I actually did have full show notes on how to rebrand, the strategy, actually what you should rebrand when you're considering it. But I think most people had more fun listening to us talk about aliens and Twitter.
I got to tell you, we always do well when we keep it light. We always do well. The metrics always show that we do well. You know, the live viewers are nice, and we can't thank you guys enough for being part of it and being, very interactive with us. But, when we look at the metrics and we see where we go throughout the week, that's always a good time is when we keep it light. And a 2-hour show usually helps us out as well.
It's funny. The longer the show, the more viewers we get, which is weird.
Yeah. Our pirate show that was 3.5 hours long. Gee, many Christmas.
Look, that was probably
drunk. We were drunk.
That was probably pretty entertaining. I don't remember most of
it. I was in Niagara Falls. That's all I remember.
Oof.
I was in Niagara Falls. I bought a bottle of rum and I drank that bottle of rum.
The whole thing. I don't want to drink rum. I still don't want to drink rum after that show.
I was in Pittsburgh last week and somebody bought me a double of rum. And I'm like,
flashback.
I don't know if I can do this, man. But it was delicious. So if let's say, if you're on the fence about trying to sit down and have a drink or something, you're not like, hey, I want to not have beer. Let's say diabetes or something along those lines, and you're trying to avoid the sugars and stuff that come with the beers. And you're like, hey, I'll do a bourbon or something like that that's a little lower in the caloric intake. But you're not, you don't have enough hair on your chest or whatever it is they say. Let's just say your flavor profile doesn't lean to bourbon.
I get it.
Then rum, good sipping rum, like to me, Diplomatico is like top notch.
Rum is great. Rum is great stuff. Yeah, don't get the spiced rum because that does have a huge sugar content. If you're trying to cut back on sugars, don't get the spiced rum. Actually, make sure you get good rum.
Yeah, good rum.
That's not spiced.
There's something called Kumba, I think that's pretty good, and Roomba. Nope.
Roomba. Nope. That's vacuum cleaner.
That's a vacuum cleaner. But
get the Roomba rum.
There's some good stuff there. You can get the Roomba, and just but as far as it is all the deliciousness of bourbon with a sweet cap. Basically, if you took bourbon and just put like 3 measures of simple syrup in it, boom, you got rum.
I think David just wants to go to a bar now. Okay.
I do not want to go I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere, man.
Oh man.
I am many bourbons in.
Good point.
Many of the bourbons.
Well, David.
So
it has been fun.
It has.
Maybe next week we'll do the Avatar show, and we'll put that together.
Yeah, I think we should.
All right. Well, look, everybody.
The Avatar show is as much as we talk about it, it really should be driving home. And this doesn't not just for business. It's for whatever point or message you're trying to get across or who you're trying to connect with, is understanding who you are trying to connect and how to structure that comment, how to structure that message, how to structure that advertisement, how to structure that campaign to reach out and evoke an action from them.
Yeah, exactly. And that all comes to understanding your audience. So that's where the avatars come in. Customer avatar equals customer profile. We'll talk about it next week.
Yeah.
So in the meantime, I've been Wes. This guy's been David. That guy who had to rush home because the FBI is looking for him is Matt Harmon. Kim Howard, I apologize for anything Matt Harmon said or
Kim,
did.
you should be safe.
We'll see you guys next time.
Infatuated with the in-between, the ups and downs, the curves and the rounds. I'll bring it to your city, your hometown. I'll go back in time when the feeling was fine, when funkin' was legal and it wasn't a crime. Party people lined up and down the way, a bigger celebration than your birthday. Funkin' up the neighborhood, I felt the fool 'cause the funk was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt the fool 'cause the funk was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. And I have seen the world pristine, funk you up in the bushes, funk you down in the trees. Now look around, all the frowns, the yellow, the white, the red and the brown. And keep in mind, it never costs a dime, 'cause funkin' is free, I remember the time. Now look today, the streets are gray, time to take it back to yesterday. Funkin' in the neighborhood, I felt the fool 'cause the funk was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt the fool 'cause the funk was good. It was good in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood.